happiness is paramount because it mirrors everything. Like your relationship will be better. Your family relationship would be better. Like you might not spend as much time. Like I don't spend as much time with my family, and I've accepted that. But when I see them, I'm relishing it every moment because I'm present, because I'm going or doing what I want to be doing with my life.
Yeah. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast Chatzzz. And we are in a different location. We're in sunny Bali, and we have a recurring guest. Ben, welcome back.
We're not in like a posing room in Bali Tech.
Oh shit! Yeah.
In the middle of I think it was like April or something. I don't know. Now we're in the tropics, so we've both clearly done all right for ourselves. This is a nice change of scenery.
Yeah, because we did it in that little posing room, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's tiny. Did it have the lights or whatever? Oh, God knows, but that was crazy because we were just speaking before we started. I mean, that was when you were just about to... Were you going to Bali then?
I was just about to leave, yeah. So that was 2023, I spent 5 weeks or something in the UK total. So it was my second stint of another 5 or 6 months. Went back out, and that was I feel like that was a more rushed kind of... I was like, let's just get back out there, but I've been back in the UK for nearly 2 years before I've returned, and now I just feel a lot more prepared to live here again. Do you know what I mean? That time I was just I came back, I was gave it 5 weeks. I went, nah,
get out.
I'm leaving. But I learned a bit of a lesson then where, I want to be able to earn Bali a bit more, and now I feel like everything's in its place. It's great being back, man.
Yeah. What do you love the most about Bali then? If you had to pick one thing that stands out.
I mean, you probably noticed this yourself. I don't know how much networking you've done, but it's just it's so easy to meet like-minded people here. From where we come from, I'm a lot of people are working in 9-to-5 jobs or doing simple stuff, and they're not creators or people who are a bit more off that kind of corporate world. You interact with a lot of corporate people, but at the same time we are our own man. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So there's a lot of people who are nomadic people, digital nomads, and it's just so easy to meet people, have conversations that get you thinking bigger, whereas you go back home and no one really thinks like that. So it's quite hard to have a good environment. So here I feel like you can have a really good environment. You can go to a co-working space and you can meet people that can help you with your business, that can point you in the right direction, that can introduce you to certain people. So yeah, I think it's the environment. For me mentally, it just does so much for me. And obviously waking up to sunshine every single day, not having to wait till 9 a.m. in the UK wintertime, fitness lifestyle stuff, everything in terms of gym, in terms of diet, everything is here that I need. So I just feel like I've got what I want and I need, and it's just an excellent environment for me to be successful.
Yeah, environment is everything though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think for me, when I'm at home, I do spend a lot of time alone, and it can be... having your business is quite lonely, but then like you say, if you're surrounded by similar mindsets, it doesn't have to be in the similar field, it can be in different fields. It's have you thought of this? Have you thought of that? Why don't you try this? I've tried this, maybe you should give that a go. It is more motivating and inspiring.
Don't you find though, is it not a bit better to be around people in different fields? Because I don't really want to, I don't want this to sound like I'm dismissing it, but I don't really want to hang around with other coaches. I want to hang around with people that are doing other stuff, because I'm that's interesting. I'm learning something different. I feel like I've been in the industry so long, 10 years. There is so many people in the industry, and I feel like a bit of a dinosaur in the sense that I've done so much, I've seen so much, I've been through so many social media cycles that I'm I kind of know where I stand with it now, and I'm not set in my ways, but I like meeting people that are doing other stuff and just seeing how they work and seeing how they think, and because individualism is something you need to maintain. I think sometimes when you hang around with a lot of people doing the same stuff, you end up mimicking them or taking influence that might not be authentic to you. I kind of just been I'm a coach and I'll meet with people, but I don't have to hang out with them really closely like coaches. I quite like meeting people who are doing something different, because I can think, I can learn something different from them as well. Yeah. Or I can potentially consider because I love doing coaching, but I've got a lot of free time with it as well. It's gave me a lot of freedom. I always consider could I do another thing? Could I meet other people out here that are doing something different that I find really interesting as well? So I think out here there's such a diverse amount of people that are doing remote work, and there's so many loopholes into continuing this life. Like the two of us both are kind of free in that sense, but you know, it's always good to have an open-minded kind of approach to these things, you know?
Yeah, it is interesting because I get that when I'm in Marbella. I really like Marbella. When you're speaking to Claudia about where she'd want to live, her end goal is Australia. My probably short-term goal is probably Marbella or something like that. Because even though, like I say, I surround myself with people who have in like real estate or they've got like an e-commerce brand, which is kind of similar. And it's just like interesting to surround yourself with people with similar mindsets, but so different at the same time. You think, oh, why did you get into that? Or why is that working? Or and they ask you the questions, and then you just think about stuff you probably don't even think about. And when I stay back home and I don't see my mates as much as I should, well, I suppose down to me, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's great to catch up, but it's just like a catch up, isn't it? It's not like it's mentally stimulating conversation. Whereas, like, say, doing this podcast with you, it's mentally stimulating because we'll talk about stuff we probably wouldn't talk about with certain people in certain like environments and that type of thing. Because, say, for you moving to Bali again, for like being here a year, a lot of people don't do that from where we're from. Like, anyone listening, it's like a small, it's a city, isn't it? Really, it's like a large town, small city, whatever, and everyone just kind of does their own thing, but having that freedom and like being an online coach, most people probably just want to be an in-person PT, don't they?
Yeah.
And taking it to the next level is quite cool, because I think that's the main goal for me personally. It's not about money. Obviously you need money, don't you, to live, but it's about freedom, having that freedom to go where you want within reason and do what you want within reason. Obviously you need money to do that, but I think that for me is the goal, the freedom aspect.
I think it's alignment, isn't it, really? And I feel like it's easy to slip out of that when you go back home, because in the UK and like a lot of these kind of Western countries, I feel like people who aren't doing the more, like they're not looking for freedom, they're looking for time for money, or they're looking for stuff like that. You can feel almost like you're doing something wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Like people have this mentality that like people who've done well for themselves in business, like, oh, he's a dick, you know? It's like, do you know what I mean? So you feel like when you're chasing that, sometimes there is like a lot of like bad energy around it. So I think that, you know, like with the interest of like, I've got friends that are completely not in my line of work at all. Got really close friends that are. I think sometimes like some of these social interactions are just stops along the way where you can just hang about with people, and it's like you don't have to think about business. And if you've been working on things and you feel good about things and you're more present to hang around with mates like that, it's important. But I think being in places like, you know, Marbella, Bali, for us is like we can do a lot of like self-development. We can work on our businesses, we can work on our ideas and creativity, and we can get what we want out of that. But it's good to be in a good place before we hang out with people that do something completely different to us. Yeah. You know, in that sense.
It's so nice to hear how they're getting on, because I don't know about you, but like marriage and kids is not on my priority list. Whereas like, say, being our age, a lot of people are doing that, aren't they? Like settling down, getting engaged, getting married, having kids and that kind of thing, which I think's fine. And then when people are asking you like, when are you going to do that? I'm thinking, I've got so much more I want to do and achieve and see and all that kind of stuff before I do that. Because I feel like a lot of successful people I see online are doing it later, because there's so much shit you can do these days. Like, it's so accessible, isn't it?
There's so much to learn. Yeah. The world, like with obviously AI and everything like that, the world's never been so open. There's never been more that you can consume. There's never been more that you can learn from. There's never been more people that you can connect with on the internet. And I think that nowadays, mostly as guys, I feel like we can decide when we're old. You know what I mean? You can say, I'm old now, I'm 30. It's like, well, really, you're probably not. Like, you can decide that. And you can decide when you're in your prime of things. And honestly, there is a lot more to kind of learn, I think, these days than there was. You know, like even like 4 years ago, like even like a couple of years ago when we did our last podcast, just think about how like easy it is to like, you have an idea instead of like sitting there for like a couple of days trying to come up with content. Like you've already you obviously use ChatGPT, of course, right?
It was down today though. Did you see that this morning?
Yeah, when it goes down, it's like
I was like, what am I gonna do?
It went down like 6 weeks ago when I first came here, and it was just like everybody was freaking out, and like because it obviously like ChatGPT knows how I like to do things. Like with all my clients, like nutrition, like my approaches to things, it's 10 years of experience that I've talked to it, and I've told it exactly what I believe. I'm sure you're probably the same. Like how you want to kind of structure your content ideas or whatever, just like rationalize your thinking. And when that's down, like, it is actually mad how much we depend on it.
Crazy. Probably just launched about 2 years ago. probably around about when we did the first podcast, and it's crazy how much reliance I personally have on it. I use it every day.
Oh yeah,
every day. And I don't have the plus crazy money account. I've got like the £20 paid one.
Yeah, me too.
Some people in my team use it as well.
Yeah.
So when I run out of prompts, I'm like, fuck's sake. I have to go in like a free version that I've got on the side, and I'm like, oh, this is not the one. But it's efficient though, isn't it? And I think if anybody criticizes anyone for using ChatGPT, like you for your clients, me for my clients, I can get them results way quicker.
Yeah.
And probably by using it as a tool. Obviously not relying on it solely. You'll probably check it in data or whatever. But yeah, if you don't use that kind of stuff, you will get left behind, because we'll be able to do stuff way quicker than anybody that's like, oh, I've always done it this way. And
the way I see ChatGPT is it's like an iCloud for your creativity. Like all the ideas that you've had based on the experience, the countless hours and experience that you've put in. Same with me, like all the stuff I've learned from doing all the different workouts and the training styles and the nutrition, the diet and all that kind of stuff. How can you remember all that? You know, how can you come up with all that at once in your brain? You can't come up with like that entire, plethora of all these thoughts at once and all these ideas at once. You can't come up with that straight away and then make an objective decision all the time. Whereas if you start a project on ChatGPT and you just start firing in like, this is what I learned about this. This is what I learned. This is how I like to do things. This is how this benefits clients. This is the best approach. And you tell it all the stuff that you've ever known. And then you're like, right, okay, I need to do something in the project area, boom. And you're like, that's right, because ChatGPT knows. So I think that before we probably were acting like probably 20-30% of our capacity with a lot of the creative stuff that we're doing, because we can't access that much of our brain at once. So we're using a bit of technology that accesses more of our brain. Which like when people are like, nah, you don't need that or for content and stuff like that. What are you talking about? Yeah. Like you owe it to yourself and all those years of countless, because like you're only going to get older. You're only going to forget about some of these experiences. So you need to put them down. You need to put them down. It's like making life easier for yourself.
Yeah. So how do you use it to enhance your coaching and that type of thing without giving away too many secrets?
Without giving away too many secrets, I use the projects area a lot. So I have it for like my paid clients area, which is like, if there's certain things that I need to change and I know roughly like the nutrition approach that we're going to apply, all the kind of the things I'm going to articulate and things like that, I'll fire in my client what it knows about them. I'll use it for a lot of that. But in terms of like marketing is probably where I use it the most.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have like a 2-week Kickstart trial thing that I've been using for the last while. And that's how I've kind of been promoting everything. That's where I do a lot of because it's a project. I'm going to run it for a year. It's been going really well. Basically means I don't really need to do any organic content whatsoever. So it takes care of my ads. It takes care of like the kind of onboarding system of this 2-week trial, the app, like optimization, all the kind of techie, boring stuff that I don't need to tell you guys about, but it takes care of it. So like I'm able to go like, how is this project actually going? Like, and I'll update it daily. For me, it's more about the project and scaling my business that I use it for. The client stuff, I kind of can do that on autopilot, because once I form a relationship with somebody, I don't feel like I can use ChatGPT for that. That's one thing I will say. There's no like way of me describing that. Like I probably could, but I feel like once I've had a call and I've coached somebody for a few months, I don't need anything like that.
No.
But to help the process become as easy to get involved with, and to like, I want ChatGPT. I don't want it to tell me nice things like, oh, you're doing a good job. I'm like, is this crap?
Please,
Like, is this crap? Like, is this going to be awkward for people? Is the onboarding kind of messy? Just make it like as efficient as possible. So that's mainly what I'm using it for.
Nice. Yeah. Because that's the thing that I think it does struggle with, is it's good at analyzing data, but it can't come up with a new creative idea. That's what it does lack.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what somebody said on another podcast, is that it'll never be able to come up with a new...
It's a bit half-baked, when you're like, can you give me some content? Sometimes I'm like, nah, man. Yeah. That's not it. And I'm like, I'll just come back to this when I'm actually feeling like, right, I've got some good energy here. Then you can prompt it a bit more. But I also feel like it's too nice.
100%. It's a people pleaser. Yeah. Such a people pleaser. Yeah. Especially to her ChatGPT. Such a people pleaser. Genuinely. I'm just like,
do you reckon some people become like being narcissistic with it? Do you know what I mean? They're just like, oh, makes them feel like dead good about themselves. It's like, actually, you know what? You need a bit more shame in your life.
Yeah, literally. But I swear mine's stupid though. I swear mine is stupid. It gets shit wrong all the time. That's the thing though. You shouldn't rely on it completely. I heard somewhere it's wrong at like 10% of the time, but it's knowing when it is wrong. So you always need to cross reference it. Because if say I'm putting something out there, and I'm like, fuck, that is so wrong.
I crashed out on ChatGPT actually because I was in Vietnam at the weekend. And I was like sightseeing.
Yeah, I've seen that. Was that good?
Oh, it was great. Like,
Vietnam's looked good from Instagram.
It's just got such a good vibe. Like I don't know. It's like I've never been to a city that's like so beautiful looking, so chaotic on the roads. But as soon as you get off like your bike or whatever, you're just like, oh, this is dead chill, man. This is really nice. Like it's like a big like it's almost like Europe crossed with Southeast Asia, like because it's like all these French colonial buildings in Hanoi, but it's really chill. Cheap as hell. But anyways, I went to like a military museum because there's a lot of like interesting history, and I was like looking for like a nice picture to get a good view, and it was like, yeah, you can climb up this tower, right, in this military. I was asking like the staff, and people don't really speak a lot of English in Vietnam.
Okay.
There was a tower, and I was like, that's not climbable. You're crazy. And I was like talking to it, and it was like, yes, you can climb it. And I was like typed in what it was talking about, and it was like 7 miles away. It was like, I've came out of the city for this. Right, you know, I've gone on this horrible like the roads are no joke there. On the back of this rickety little bike, go 7 miles to this military museum when the tower that you can actually climb up is all the way in the city center, and like 7 miles in Vietnam is like, you know,
7 miles is a long way. I'm
just
thinking Bali, but Vietnam, that's worse. You're saying 7 miles is a long.
It's completely different. Like here is just it's like easy mode compared to there. So I'm like talking to it, and it's like, no, it's fine, yeah, and it just keeps going in a circle, and I'm like, no, this is wrong. And I just at one point I just started crashing out. I was like, you got this wrong, right? I've now had to travel 7 miles, so you update this on your records, because it's like, yeah, that's not an up-to-date thing. It's like, I don't think it's ever been in a military museum. I was like,
probably telling off ChatGPT.
It was the first time it's done something really wrong for me, but the day before that, it was helped me out so much. I was like, oh, I've only got a few days here. Like, what do I do? And it was
itinerary,
like, and it was telling me like, you've done a good job. Like, you've seen it. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I was trying to say thanks, right? You always try and say thanks to ChatGPT because you never know, man. You never know what happened. Like, you've seen iRobot, like,
yeah, we're gonna get taken over soon.
They'll remember. They remember everything. So I said thanks, and I was like, you know, here's to many more years together and all that. And then it was like, yeah, you know, let's keep this going. And then the next day, like, it's like a toxic relationship,
pushing them boundaries.
Yeah,
it's exactly. Not good. Do you speak to it, or do you just type?
No, I never use my voice actually. Do you do that?
Jesus,
that's a bit weird.
Honestly,
isn't it?
Yeah, she fucking
like. I wouldn't voice note ChatGPT. A mate, definitely.
We're talking about you speaking to ChatGPT. It doesn't matter. I thought she was listening. Sorry, carry on.
But yeah, no, I think honestly, you know, we're going on a little tangent on ChatGPT, but it is like,
it's so interesting though. AI is so interesting because we're trying to
embrace it.
Yeah, we're trying to integrate it into some of our marketing clients.
Yeah.
Various different things, like say, simple thing like a website chatbot. So there's two sides of this argument, and one I seen somebody post about it saying, oh yeah, I'll never put an AI chatbot on my website. It'll always be a person replying to, even if you have to wait or the spelling mistakes, blah, 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 blah. And I was thinking, that's just an attention.
Do you want to have a hard life?
Yeah. But then I think clients who are keen for it, that wasn't a client, that was just a random post, but clients that are keen for it, and the way I'm positioning it is, say if, like you say, people are active 7 to 9, most businesses shut 7 to 9.
Yeah.
So if they want an answer, they'll probably want it now.
Yeah.
By the sounds of it, you've got yours automated already. Yeah. So if it's like, oh, I don't know, what coaching do you offer?
Yeah.
Or do you offer a free trial? And you can't respond. And if you've got a chatbot on the website, it's like, oh, we offer this, and this. And then it's like, oh, how do I get started? This and this. Or if there's any question they don't know, it's like, oh, sorry, our team's away at the moment. Yeah. We'll get back to you by 10 a.m. or something. So it's the instantaneous reply, and it's so personalized. And you can even say it's an AI agent. Some of us say it's an AI agent, but it's just having that instant response. Because everybody, like I'm the same. I want everything now. If I want it now. Especially like
if there's pain involved as well. Like if it's like, if you're like talking about businesses that are like, they're just finding everything a bit of a mess, or in my case, it's over 30-year-old guys who just like feel terrible about themselves. Yeah. They're not like, they've applied on impulse. So the system needs to kind of make them feel like they're in the right place. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm actually in the position now where, so like what I'm working on is I'm gathering all the conversations and the typical trends that come in. So it's actually, I don't have AI working with it at the moment. I just have a CRM that automates it. But the long-term plan after a year, I will then put it into a chatbot, because I'll have all the data I need based on thousands of applicants, like literal thousands, and all the money I'm spending on the advertising will get me like a certain percentage of the outcomes will be like this, because the demographic's the same. The people in it, what they say will be the same thing. So eventually, like it'll compound to the point where I'll have a system that just knows what to do and what to say, and can prompt them and can pre-qualify them and make sure that they're the right client for me.
Yes, ideas.
Which is like all this time. Like, so the thing is, like, ChatGPT is kind of well, anything before ChatGPT should be a means to an end on ChatGPT, because you can automate it. It's just saving yourself so much time. I just don't understand how anyone would not want to adopt that. So that's my kind of vision with it at the moment, because like I do want a chat bot, but I want to make sure it knows every eventuality that could potentially happen and how I would respond, which doesn't happen. I can't do that in like 2 months. No. I need a year on the project, and then I can scale it like hell, you know?
You'll have so much like tailored data though. Because everyone likes to think they're unique, aren't they? But if you've got a problem, more than likely somebody else who's similar to you has got that same problem, haven't you? So.
Especially when it's like physiology, like diet and training. Like it is really like, if you apply emotion to that, it never works. Like people who like, you know, diet emotionally, like impulsively, like cut out carbs. That's it, I'm cutting out carbs. Like that doesn't work. Because it doesn't like make sense. It's just like an impulsive knee-jerk reaction. Whereas like when you apply logistics, mostly to guys, that they'll go like, this is why I only work with guys pretty much these days. Like I changed, like the niche I had last time we spoke was, I kind of worked with like a wide range of people that struggled with a kind of general issue. And I always found that I had people coming to me, which is fine. But as I've gone into my 30s, because I think I was like 29 last time. As I got into my 30s, I've seen like this huge gap in like just men's coaching, and masculinity is a bit of it's on the decline, isn't it? And you go back to the UK, you're like, men are just less masculine these days.
100%.
I'm like, I feel like there's a hole here, you know? So that's why I kind of niched into that. So like you say, like the conversations and the things that people say, it is really similar. Yeah. You know?
What are things that are coming up then, would you say?
I think a lot of it's like guys who have hit their 30s and like, I think, so put it this way, 20 to 25, you feel like you could eat like 4 or 5 meals and nothing bad would happen.
Wouldn't touch aside, would it?
Do you know what I mean? Exactly. And I feel like then you start getting a lot of people going to corporate jobs, or they're driving a lot, sitting in cars, but they don't address it. And then when you get to 30, it just becomes so much easier, because your muscle mass starts to decrease. Your body's fully developed, which therefore means that it's not going to support you. You've got to create like a faster metabolism. You can't expect yourself to have a 21-year-old metabolism unless you're really active. Exactly. Like every day, like I'm 31 now. Like every day, like I can't just get up and eat my breakfast. I've got to go for a walk. You know what I mean? You've got to do proactive things every single day. Otherwise, you can get fat easily. So a lot of time, it's like guys just don't recognize themselves anymore. It's just like I'm normally here. I hate what I see in the mirror. I used to be into football. That's a big one. I used to play football like this. I used to do this. It's always I used to do this.
Not anymore.
Yeah, it's always that. And I think guys struggle because they might have had kids, or they might have done, and they're just, I feel like the priorities changed, but they didn't realize that their body was kind of falling apart. And then all of a sudden they see my ad and they're like, yeah, actually, I've let myself go completely. So it's like, I need to be really empathetic at first, but you know, guys, that you can be too empathetic and it's a bit wishy-washy. But be a bit empathetic, but a bit jokey too. Yeah. And that's the nice line, you know, where like, I feel like there's respect there, but I'm not talking down at anybody. You know what it's like? Guys have egos.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
So the big thing I've noticed is they'll say that at first.
They don't admit it, do they? They don't admit that they've got a problem, basically.
Yeah. All the time they'll say, hi, I'm interested in the TV thing. I want to lose weight. I'm like, okay, but why? You know, then if someone is a really good client for me, they'll articulate themselves well, and they'll say that. I'm like, right, okay, this person is dropped it all. But if there's a little bit of a hang up, like I'm like, you're not wanting to tell me this, but, and obviously I'm a stranger, so that's why you've got to have like a follow-up with people. But yeah, the big thing I notice is guys who've lost who they are. And obviously testosterone, like the figures of testosterone is dropping, which is another thing I work quite closely with these days, because no one gets themselves checked.
No.
Like women's hormones is like a thing that's been getting checked for years.
Oh, it's so popular. Well, not popular, but like widely accepted and talked about and that kind of thing.
But in the UK, like I've got guys who have got like, so like blood tests, like testosterone's like something like 29 to 32 is the highest range. I had a guy who was on 6.1.
Really?
And he's like fit, healthy, doing all the right things, but the NHS just won't give him the support he needs. They'll just, you know what I mean? So I work with a lot of guys to help optimize the testosterone, because I think with the environment as the way it is, the UK being as it is, like let's say you go to you take your top off in the park and you look good and all that. Do you not feel like people kind of look at you badly sometimes?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a big thing I noticed. So it's like we almost feel like we can't be masculine and feel good about ourselves, otherwise we're showing off or something like that. Whereas here, this is another reason why I love it in here. Like you get up in the morning, go for a walk. It's jacked people everywhere walking around.
Oh, that's the one thing. When I was in Uluwatu, I got humbled so badly because everybody in that what gym did a good bamboo. Yeah. Everybody is ripped to shreds, and I was like,
everyone's got their top off. Everyone's training hard.
I was like, I'm keeping my vest on. I was like, I'm not taking that off. You lot are fucking insane. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Everyone over here is in incredible shape,
and it's for
so
me
motivating. It's motivating.
Yeah, it's inspiring. Whereas like I feel like back home, like you're almost like, look at this guy, man. Okay, me. How you go? Like in Scotland, where I live mostly, they're like, "Did you go to the gym?" They'll say stuff like that, and it's just like you're having banter with me, but at the same time, you're trying to make me feel low because you feel low.
Yeah,
you're trying to bring me down.
Yeah, it's just jealousy, isn't it?
It is.
It's because they know that they wouldn't have the discipline to do it themselves to get there, and they just want to be like, "Oh yeah, you're shit."
So don't you think though, like you've obviously seen it here, like the nightlife as well. Like I've never been in a place like that's got such an insane drinking culture, yet such an insane like fitness culture at the same time.
I don't get it. How?
It's
either like one meal a day or something.
I think it's one or the other. I think some people come here and they just actually ruin their life for like 4 weeks. Yeah. Typically Australians do that. Like not to completely stereotype, but it's kind of true.
A lot of Australians.
Yeah, they do that. But like you get a lot of like. I think that's what I like about it is like if I want to party. Like, I can just go straight into that, which is like, so when you're here, like a lot of people call it Temptation Island because you've got all the things that you could potentially do. You've got business connections, you've got like fitness stuff. You also got like all these beach clubs and all these like stays that you can do and all these trips. And there's a lot of distractions. Like
so much. And the thing is, it's so affordable as well.
Yeah.
I think that's the worst thing. We've been going for massages like every other day.
Yeah.
It's ridiculously cheap.
I think it's like too easy to get comfortable here, right?
Oh,
your laundry's done for you.
Yeah,
meals are just delivered at the door.
Yeah,
nutritious meals. So you start to get a little bit lazy if you're not careful.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I completely agree because we got our laundry done today. To be fair, I need to get cash out for them. Actually, didn't pay for that. It's like 70,000. I was like, I feel so poor. No cash, and then you get your meals delivered, don't you? We get like water delivered and like these isotonic drinks delivered. And you just think, oh God, we're going to go back and get a massage like every other day for like a tenner or something. You just think, oh, it's so nice.
Yeah.
It is so nice.
I feel like you get to the point where if you are like on a big project, it's quite useful because you don't have to worry about any of those things. Like I used to do like meal prep delivery services and I used to utilize all of that. But now I actually quite like prepping my meals. Like, I quite like doing it.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like you start to get to the point where you're not like doing things proactively and your dopamine like gets a little bit off.
Oh, I can definitely see where that would go.
Yeah, like when you've been here for a while, like you've been here for what, like a couple of weeks?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
So it's still like a bit of a novelty.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the end of it, it'll probably be a bit like, oh, no, in fact, it probably won't. 3 weeks. We're only here 3 weeks, so
yeah,
it'll still be good. But I think when we go back, it'll be like, home cooked meal and that kind of thing. But yeah.
How does this compare though? Like obviously Marbella, like I've been to Marbella before, but not doing what I was doing. It was like a stag do. Great place. Like I love it there. But how does it compare? Like, obviously you feel more like that's kind of your place, but do you feel like there's things that you like that Bali does differently for you personally or?
I think for me, I've got a lot of friends in Marbella.
Yeah.
I think it feels very comfortable.
Yeah.
It's like I've got a good network in that sense. I know which gym I like going to. I know which like restaurants I like going to and which beach clubs I like going to and that kind of thing. I think I'm a creature of habit in that sense. Whereas, say, with Bali, it's a lot of aspects.
Yeah.
That's very similar, very, very similar. I think it's just the infrastructure that's different, like the roads and stuff.
That is
because our preconceptions we were worried about the water, like being shit.
Yeah.
And then the food and getting Bali belly, but we've been fine.
Yeah.
Like where we've been staying, we haven't used. Do you use a water filter or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't used a water filter because apparently there's all the. I know we're in villas, whatever, but already been installed.
Yeah.
The food that we've eaten at, it's been fine. And yeah, it's different because obviously the spices and all the whatever, but yeah, it's been a lot more fine than I thought it was going to be.
I think that's a big thing that people think about. Like, it's just like a sensationalist kind of thing that people think about, like, oh, like Bali belly, whatever. But if you come here and you're living mostly in like really touristy areas, you're gonna be fine. Like, I've had Bali belly one time in Canggu, and it was just like a rarity. But I also like didn't take probiotics before I came here, so I really do that every time before I come out here, especially if I've been in UK for a while. But if you go to all the other islands and you take like trips and you go outside of it, it can happen. And I've had it a few times. I've had some really like bad stories about it. Like, and it's, I mean, this is quite an embarrassing story, but
yeah, you have to share it now.
I mean, yeah, actually, I think I will because it's funny. It's funny. Like, I'll try not to go into too much detail, but we all went to Gilly Tea. Have you heard about?
Yeah, I've heard about it. Yeah.
Gilly Tea is just it's a mental place, right? So we went there, me and two of the boys from Scotland, and we went out. We got on it for the full moon party, and it was like a proper chaotic night. Like, we were going for it, and like, long story short, there was things ingested that were available on the islands that we thought, why not? Like, you know what I mean? Just kind of see some different things, like whatever. And I ate something at this party, the full moon party. It was like, I was so hungry because I've been, it's like you're dancing about.
Burning cows.
Yeah, you just find yourself, I'm actual starving. And I was pretty off my nut, but I ate it and I was like, that was a bit weird. I didn't think anything of it. But then that night, the next morning, I was like, oh my God, I'm in so much pain. So I was like, just struggling for like a whole day. Then the next night, like the power went off on the island, and
the whole power.
I had crippling Bali belly. Like, the whole power went out. It was raining like crazy. There were these two guys outside that were so loud. They were playing music on a Bluetooth speaker, and it was like all this Indian music. It was just like I didn't have the strength to get up, and I was so tired. Anyways, long story short, after I'd opened the door and screamed at them, it took all my strength to do it. Woke up the next day, got changed, got showered, and I walked all the way to like where my mates were on the other side of the island. And it took me ages because when you've got food poisoning, you're just so weak.
Oh yeah.
I just felt like I had a little bit of like gas to let out, and then like I did, and it wasn't safe. And I was on the other side of the island, and I was like, oh, what have I done? And I just looked at my mate, and he looked at me and he knew exactly what I'd done. And I was like, I need your bike. And I just went home. It was just the worst. It was like the worst trip ever. Like, whole like one day the trip was good, and then the whole other 2 days were completely ruined.
Oh, that's so funny.
Mate, so
thing is though, 99% of the time you would be safe in that situation, but
just don't trust it. Never trust it. Never trust a fart when you've had Bali belly.
At least you've got a good story to tell out of it.
I mean, like, I feel like so here's the thing about getting something like that. Once you have that kind of a stomach bug, it's like you feel like you're about 80 years old and you can't even look after yourself. So you just feel super humble. Like, any kind of confidence or swagger that you had, it's completely gone. So you start the day on like with absolutely no ego. It's a good position to start life.
It doesn't say humbling yet.
Humbling experience. But I'm glad that's not happened to you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Not yet. Wait until tomorrow. I'll be like, and it's happened.
Oh my God.
Fuck this. Yeah. What's your day-to-day life like in Bali then?
Yeah, honestly, like, I actually love.
Because I'm intrigued, and I think a lot of other people would be intrigued because day-to-day life is just nice over here, isn't it?
Yeah. Everybody's routine. It's always interesting to like get to know people's routine. Like, I feel like here, a lot of like people like on my Instagram are like curious about like what I get up to and stuff. Like,
100%, yeah.
So like in the morning, like I get up really early. A lot of people don't here. A lot of my friends, like, they'll stay up later and they'll work on different time zones. But I don't do that because I'm like, no, I'll start my work in the morning, like the UK time morning. I'll be ready to interact with people. So I'll get up around 6 a.m. for sunrise.
Yeah.
Do a nice walk because the sun's coming up. And where I live, it's like just all like rice fields and stuff. So I'll walk for at least 30 minutes. That's just a routine that I think anybody over the age of 30 should do.
Yeah, get out.
Just gets my metabolism going, gets my thoughts going. Yeah, I start the day with movement, like no matter what. And if I miss it, I feel so grouchy. So that's like 7 days a week. I pretty much get that done. It's rare that I miss it. I'll have my breakfast. I'll watch some YouTube podcasts and stuff, and then I'll get ready to go to the gym. And I go to the gym, plug in, or I'll do my Muay Thai training, which I'm loving out here as well. Come back from that, and then I'll give myself another bit of time to just create content, brainstorm ideas, talk with ChatGPT, just have a little bit of quality time, you know how it is. And then it hits about 2 p.m., 3 p.m. UK time, and that's when I'll get back to all my clients and all the people that applied to my ad from the day before. And typically, because it's at that time in the morning, we'll get good responses and we gotta have a bit of back and forth. I manage to solve any issues that I need to. I'll clear my WhatsApp entirely, and then it's time for sunset. Yeah. And then I'll go and have a nice dip in the ocean and just kind of chill and enjoy the view, get all the rest of my steps in, come back. And by that point, I've done my content, I've done my client stuff, and I've done like all the sales stuff, like from my trial. I've done my training, and I'm just able to chill. Yeah. And I'll normally be in my bed by about 9:30. Yeah. It's just really simple routine, but I can actually get all the stuff I need to do done quite quickly.
That's what you want though, isn't it? It's the simple things in life that make you happy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you can do the big flashy extravagant things, but there's always something bigger and better, isn't it? But if your day-to-day is good and you enjoy it, and the weather makes a massive difference, isn't it? Sunlight is just the biggest thing, like, that makes you happy.
Yeah. Like, this is what I say, like, when I phone home, because one of the big things, like, I've been coming out here for a long time at a time as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've got a family back in Cumbria. All of them are in Cumbria, pretty much, and I've got friends in Scotland. But when I'll phone home, I'm like, I'll just make it clear that I'm really happy.
Yeah.
Because, like, they're obviously a bit like, it's not ideal. I'm like 18 hours away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm 7 hours ahead. Yeah. It's far away. And I do miss my family. However, I'm so happy here. Yeah. And, like, I feel like when I'm in the UK, I'm, like, waiting for something to happen in the future that, like, some magical thing that's going to happen. I'm going to, like, go on some kind of weird Hollywood romance and then, like, do you know what I mean? But I just don't believe in that. Yeah. Like, I don't believe in, like, this magical thing coming to me. I believe in, like, enjoying every single day. And that's why I love being here, because it's just easier to enjoy the present, whereas back home, I feel like you have to enjoy, like, a prospect. You have to enjoy something that's coming up.
Something to look forward to, something booked, 100%. Yeah. I'm definitely in that cycle though, 100%. It's like with my work at the moment, we've got a lot of in-person shoots.
Yeah.
So what this year we've said is we'll do like a month to 6 weeks of in-person shoots. We have to be in the UK.
Yeah.
And then we'll go away for 3-4 weeks. So yeah, we did Australia, December, January, then February into March shoots. And then March to April, we were in Ibiza and Marbella and Ibiza. And then, we were back. What's that? May, June, shoots. And then July, we're in Bali. Because, it's just like one of them things where, even though I love what I do, it's just when you're in the wet and the rain and the dark nights and you think, it's not good.
You need to have, like,
people don't realize that, I don't think.
No, I think people are kind of like in NPC mode, which is just dialogue that a lot of people use here. Like, and it sounds like red pill as fuck when I say that, but let's be honest, like, if you don't have a goal that's exciting enough, like, what are you actually doing? Like, and sometimes, like, and I'm not saying that everybody needs a goal, but for me, the goal is to actually be happy day to day. And I know that in time, I'll just end up where I need to be. And that sounds wishy-washy as hell, but honestly, like, alignment is everything for me. Like, I could be back home and making loads more money. However, I could be spending loads more as well at the same time, which is not the same thing. No, you know what I mean? Whereas I'm here, I've got my property rented, I've got clients who are happy, and I'm not spending too much money. So I'm actually making more money when maybe it looks like I'm making less. So I don't know. I just feel like it's perception, it's perspective. And I think a lot of people really struggle with, like, the idea of stepping out of what's known, or is the thing about what's hard about people when people first come here is it's like, there's no, like, pre-written societal kind of thing for nomads, or what else do people call it?
Yeah, what do people call it?
What do people call it? It's expats. Whereas
Expats,
we
that's
can
what they call it in like Dubai and stuff.
Yeah, we can call ourselves, we're immigrants as well, right? But we never use immigrants for British people, right? I don't know why, it's just our privilege. Anyways.
Literally that.
Yeah. So like, I think a lot of people struggle because there's no like societal like roadmap, right? So I think back home, if you find yourself like not super inspired by the roadmap that's laid out, like you come to a place like this and you're like, actually, life can be whatever I choose to be on a given day. But people put so much pressure on on a future date. I need to get married by this point. I need to have kids and you have this mortgage. It's like
gonna get promoted in 5 to 10 years.
Yeah. Do you though? Like, you know, what is the worst that will happen if you try something different? Because I guarantee you, like, it's actually easier than you think to make it. It's hard, but it's about the excitement. You know what I mean? Like, 2 of us are excited about the life that we've been able to create doing what we do, and I just think people don't have that excitement.
It's the fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, isn't it? A lot
I find that exciting though.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't, do they? They're just happy to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And like, I hate to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, say, technically in work, yesterday and Monday was shit for me. But it's like, we need to find a solution and we're on to the next thing. And it's not that deep, is it?
No.
Not everybody has the best day of their lives every day, do they?
No.
There's always going to be peaks and troughs. But I think for me as well, if I'm semi in control of those peaks and troughs, or if something does go bad, I'm in control of making it better. Whereas if I was working in a workplace and I fucking hated my job and I wanted to make a change and there's managers above me that wouldn't make the change, I'd be so much more unhappy. Because I just think,
I feel like the UK particularly, and I think it's the same in like Australia and America, I think like people are in these positions, they almost like have things to keep them going. Like, but it's all like,
like dangling the carrot type.
Yeah, but also it's like they start to accrue credit and they start to accrue stuff like that, and that doesn't exist here. You know what I mean? And that's the one thing I realize that I don't have anything like on credit, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like my apartment, I own it. Like I'm really against all that. It's another reason why I was able to do this. And at this time, I'm going like into like proper red pill stuff in a way of like talking about like optimizing yourself financially. But I believe in that. I don't believe in like having interest and having all that kind of stuff. And I think back home, that's the trap that people fall into. And I avoided that for so many years. Like I never financed a car. I never did any of that stuff. And I felt like people looked at me like, you don't have anything. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't. But I always knew that I was going to break away. And I was gearing up to this, like relationships that I had that were so short-lived because I knew I was going to end up here. And I just knew that's the hard part. Like about what like I've done moving out here. It's hard to like find people like mine when I go back home. So like things like relationships and stuff like that, it's completely like, it's so hard to find somebody that's able to do that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like say with Claudia, she was working solicitors.
Yeah.
And she was miserable.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I just quit. She quit. I was like, what do you want to do? Pilates instructor. She's done a course and she's going to be a Pilates instructor. She's doing a final exam in like August and she's way happier now doing that. And you just think, it's literally that simple. It's
so the thing is like what she would have thought about with that is like the prospect of it, right? The prospect of, oh, if I'm a solicitor for X amount of years and I'll get to this point and then like, you know, whatever will happen and then I'll get this promotion. But like, and then you lose all that. That's what you think about. Oh, I'm going to lose all that if I become an instructor. It's like, well, you're not thinking about what you'll gain. Oh, like I'll take a pay cut. I'm like, but what if you're like actually genuinely happy? Like how much money do you actually need? Like, you know what I mean? Like I say, when you transition from like being someone in that field, like actually having quality of life, I think is a big thing that people forget about. Like, cause before you know it, you're in your 30s. And like, you're like, oh no, like I'm unhappy. And then people end up becoming unhappy parents. And that plays a huge role. Unhappy like wives or husbands. It's just like the happiness is paramount because it mirrors everything. Like your relationship will be better. Your family relationship would be better. Like you might not spend as much time. Like I don't spend as much time with my family and I've accepted that. But when I see them, I'm relishing it every moment because I'm present. Because I'm going or doing what I want to be doing with my life. Yeah. Rather than showing up and kind of being like half-baked version of yourself. You know?
It's not good for anybody involved, is it?
Yeah.
And I say you need to prioritize, like from what you're saying, the people you deal with.
Yeah.
They sound like they want to prioritize themselves first again to be more happy within themselves and more confident within their bodies, and that'll radiate to their partners, their kids, and the business, the work, and everything like that. And then they'll be a better person, and everyone else will be happy around them, won't they? Because nobody wants to see your friends, family, partners, whatever, miserable, do you?
Yeah.
You want them to do everything they can in their powers to do it. So yeah. So let's talk more about work then, like we were talking about off camera.
Yeah.
So 30 plus, why do you think that's a big niche then for men, apart from the masculinity? What do you think's and why is that your calling now? Why has that changed in the last 2 years?
I feel like when I hit 29, I was 29. I came back from obviously living in Bali.
I'm 29 now as well, so
yeah. Oh, trust me, like it's like
30
the gap between 29 to 30, you're like, oh my God, 30, but then you hit 30, you're like 30, 31, 32. It really isn't so bad, but it's the gap of 29 to 30 is a big one. And I think I moved back and I felt terrible. I felt really like just low. Like obviously I moved back to the UK in November, which has a lot to do with it, but that's when I got into like hormonal stuff, like testing my hormones and like looking at stuff like that. But I checked my hormones and my testosterone had dropped and I felt terrible. I mean, the first time that had happened. So that was a big reason why I did it, because I realized like it had gone on for a few months and like my mates were saying like you're all right, mate. Like you look a bit knackered, like, you know, like not being yourself. Like it's been hard to listen to you for a while. Because before that I was obviously just like living life and full of beans because I was living out here and then I went back there. So I guess like from my own journey, I was like, man, if that's how I felt, do people feel like that all year round? Like, because obviously I've lived a really nice quality of life and good existence, good lifestyle. And then it all flipped on its head. I'm like, right, that must be so, like, I'm obviously aware of things. Like I'm aware of like how good it feels to look after yourself all the time, which therefore means when I have a hangover or when I'm off track with things, I really notice it. Yeah. Then I realize like people like going into their 30s must feel terrible all the time. And they don't even know what it feels like to feel good about themselves. So when I started optimizing things and I started like looking after things and got my hormones back on track, got my testosterone like higher, I was like, wow, like this is like a life-changing thing that I've gone through, because business started going better, like training started going better, ideas started flowing again. So I guess I just really like thought that there's so many people that feel like that. There's so many people that feel like that all the time. It's just that they've never known what it feels like to be on track. So to kind of, you know, that's the context. But then guys going into their 30s, they realize, actually, I'm getting older. Mortality is a real thing. I'm not in my 20s. I don't have a really fast metabolism anymore. My body's not as strong as it used to be. I have to work a little bit harder. And it's overwhelming because you're like, I'm 30. And so many people have said that to me, even when I was in my mid-20s working, like, I'm 30 in this one. And it is a milestone that people look at and think, like, because you can just admit to yourself, yeah, oh, well, I'm 30 now, like, I'm old. And you can just decide that it's all downhill from here. Yeah. Or you can go, I'm what I make of myself. Do you know what I mean? And I think that when you're dealing with people who are a little bit older and they're going into their 30s, they value it a lot more. Because I had clients in their 50s as well. Do you know, clients in their 40s and 50s and parents and stuff like that, much older people. But when I hit 30, I was like, right, I really get it now. Because like you can let yourself go really quickly.
Oh yeah, 100%. You need to pay way more attention. Yeah. Like I've been trying to get more into skincare and just eating more whole foods and reducing my dairy intake.
But you've been doing a lot of running, right?
Yeah.
So that's, you've got the bug for that. It's typically most people between like 29 and 32 all of a sudden just start loving running.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Last year, start of the year, got into it. And then, it was so good for like my mental clarity.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been running since I've been away because I had a bit of a shin, calf twinge. So I've been resting that since I've been here. But it's been probably one of the best things that I've done. Yeah. Because I'll always use the excuse I'm busy and I don't have time. Well, I used to, but you can always find time. It's priorities, isn't it? And like say when I've set myself a goal for the running goal outside of work, it's like I just need to hit my 3 runs a week, whatever. Just boom, boom, boom. The first time I did it, I was a terrible person. Not a terrible person. I wasn't a great partner because I was tired all the time. I was like running Friday, Saturday, Sunday, long runs and shit. And then the second one I did, I was like, right, I'm going to make sure I prioritize spreading them out so I'm not knackered all the time at the weekends and that kind of thing. And then, yeah, I'd run without headphones on because I just like to be with my own thoughts and think about stuff that I don't think about. Because for me, I find it when I'm in it, I'm like very in it. Whereas when I'm on a run, it's just like thinking time, no distractions.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that because like running is something I can do it, but I don't have the affinity that a lot of people have with it, which is why I've really enjoyed Muay Thai.
Yeah,
because I feel like I've got maybe a little bit more like ADHD than I'd like to admit, or maybe I'm a little bit more autistic than I like to admit. Because when the guy's like going like numbers and it just does something for my brain.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm running, sometimes I'm like, oh, I've got to run. I've got to think about this. But it's like when I'm having like instant things, I punch this pad, do this combo. That gives me that. But I understand and I appreciate. I'm not one of those people, those like bodybuilders that talk shit about running and say, oh, it's so bad for you and all that. Like, it is hard on your body, but people get something amazing from it. Like, what is it you think about? Like, you know, or do you not think, you know what I mean? Because I think some people just do it mindlessly. And because that is so meditative, you know, and you get to a really good place with it. What is it that you get from it?
A bit of both. It depends on what mood I'm in and what run I'm on.
Yeah.
If it's like an interval session, I'm just like, fuck, this is hard.
Yeah.
And then I just get it done. But when I finish it, I feel like, fuck, I've actually achieved something there.
Yeah.
If it's a long run, it can be meditative sometimes, where I'm like, oh, this is like, say if I've done like a stupid like 20, 30K run or something, I'm just like in the zone, just like step. And it's just like peace. Or sometimes I'll just like think about relationship, business, whatever. And it's just like good for me to have like the mental clarity. So I think it's just a bit of everything really. I know it's a bit of a cop-out answer.
No.
But it just depends in what mood I'm in and what type of run it is. But I think for me it's having something to work towards as well. It's the one thing I have struggled with since I did my first marathon in April.
Do you need another one though? That's the thing. Like, do you need marathons all the time to keep running? Or do you feel like you could do it just purely because you like running?
I think I do need something, yeah.
Yeah.
Because say the next one, because last year I did 4 half marathons, which is good because, and this is not slating half marathons, but most people can do a half marathon. Yeah. If you've got some kind of general fitness or you train for a short amount of period of time, you can finish one. But say a marathon, what humbled me is it's a nutrition game. You need to make sure you got your nutrition on point, otherwise you're going to be fucked. So I said that, right, I'm not going to do another marathon because it fucked me so bad. Like the training was so hard, and afterwards I was on like a lull, and then I said, right, I'm going to start training again for December in Malaga. And then I was like training too much and doing too long a runs too soon. Yeah. Even though I used runner. And then that's when I fucked my ankle because I was just like, oh, why am I going on like a 33K run when my marathon's in December? Yeah. Whereas I feel like I do need that thing to like work towards. Otherwise, I don't know. Because that's where I'm at with the gym at the moment is...
You need something.
Yeah, I've been going to the gym for so long, and it's just like go in, get it done. It's just like a tick box. Yeah. Whereas the running is like the challenge. So...
Yeah, I understand that. Like, I mean... I think because
on, but
I think from a young age, like, I mean, I did competing, like I did bodybuilding and stuff. Yeah. So I did 4 shows, like from like 20 to 24.
That's taxing on your body.
And but it was like, I kind of got that, you know, and I got it in early when everybody was going to university and all that. That was like, I was straight into running a business and doing all that. So I got a lot out of that, and I never really followed something that was that big for a fitness goal since. I did photo shoots and all that, but that's just basic diet. For me, like, I just like feeling good in the moment. Like, and I feel like that's something that's really hard for a lot of people. I don't need a goal, actually. Like, now I'm doing the Muay Thai, I've considered like, I'm going sparring for the first time tonight with a massive group of boys. Exciting. And I'm like wondering, am I going to get leathered? Like, am I going to get, are these guys just going to like punch me up, or is it going to be like sparring? Like, I'm actually, so that's exciting me. Because I'm like, I've got an instructor here. So I've paid for a coach, and he's like shit hot and he's teaching me things. But like at the same time, I just like that feeling of like, I fucking made today my bitch. Like I've hit training really hard. And I think it's just because like I've really known how good it feels to be really on it all the time. But that comes with a pitfall. Like some people find it really hard to just maintain when they get in insane shape, maintaining it's the hardest part.
100%. Yeah.
Whereas I've kind of mastered that in the sense that I love just maintaining where I am. Like a lot of people in bodybuilding, like that's why I'm not really like, I train like a bodybuilder, but I'm not really a bodybuilder anymore, because it's just like, when does it stop?
Yeah, you always want to get bigger, don't you?
Yeah,
you need to bring it whatever.
So you're going to do a marathon, and then what comes after that? Is it a good triathlon? Do you start doing an Ironman? Do you know what I mean? Like, so this is what I feel like. I just went through that at quite a young point. I'm like, okay, Muay Thai, I know that's going to be good. Maybe I go into BJJ, but just doing the thing for me is enough. But I think I'm quite different in that sense.
I suppose you like say, if you did your fitness goals earlier on, you've kind of done that. Whereas I've never really done that. Obviously, football when I was younger.
Yeah.
But see, for me, when I did the marathon, I wanted under 3:30. That was what I wanted. I would need.
You want to see how much you can do, right?
Yeah. Because I was feeding myself these YouTube videos, like these sub 3 hour marathons, thinking, oh, that's fucking whatever. And I was saying 3:30, and then I ended up getting 3:49. Yeah. Because the fueling was fucked the second half and excuses, whatever. And then I'm saying, I do this one in December, get under 3:30, and then that'll be it. But I do enjoy running, so I just need to find that, like I say, that consistent balance that you're saying that you've got with your gym, of like still doing 2-3 runs a week, but nice, easy runs to maintain my level of fitness, because I don't want to like fuck my knees or fuck my ankles in the long run, because it can be taxing. But I know it is taxing. You
still need an incentive though. Like I've realized when you were just saying that there, and I realized what I just said at the same time, all my clients depend on me being on track, right? So I didn't talk about that, but like for you, it's just you depending on you. But let's say like, for an example, like you started a project where you did like, as a networking thing, you started a run club with like all these people that you were like podcasting with or wanting to work with or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like there's like a business run club or something like that. Then you'd feel like, okay, this is good. Like I just need to stay in shape for that. Yeah. Whereas like I need to be in shape for my clients.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
I think that's the big thing for me, is that I can't be out of shape. I can't, but also like out of shape, when I'm out of shape, I'm not like following a good diet. I'm drinking every weekend, which here, like I try not to do. It's easy to do it. Like I'm a terrible coach. Like I'll be like, how can I tell people what to do when I'm not like deep into training? So I think that's the thing for me, is that, I can maintain and be really happy just maintaining. But the reason that matters is because that energy that I'm giving off is really valuable and it's infectious to my clients. Yeah. Because a lot of the time they might slip off track, and whereas I'm deep in it and I'm on track and I feel great and I'm like, I'm loving it. Like, like I need to feel like that guy. Yeah. That's what it is. So I think that's the difference. Like I think what you're doing, like when you're doing a marathon, it is you. It's just you in it. There's no club. No. Like, it's just you running. Yeah. So as me, I'm like, I've got like 20 plus people that need me. They need me to be like full of beans and like ready to, when I send a voice note, I can't be like, Sam, I've not really been doing very good with the training myself. But, like, how you been getting on? Like, they're going to be like, what's this guy all about? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to listen to this guy. So for you, it's like, do you find that enjoyable in the sense that it's your solitude? Like it's your thing?
I love that, because I'd probably say I'm a introverted extrovert. Like say I love doing this kind of thing, which people might say is like an extroverted thing. I get my energy being by myself. Yeah. So to say like run clubs, I've never been to a run club. I can't be asked going to a run club, but I love just saying to myself, right, Saturday morning, I'm going to go for a nice big long run by myself, like no headphones on, and just fucking get it done. Because I love that. That's where I get my energy from. Yeah. So I suppose that's the hard thing, like you're saying, is like when it's just me by myself, I've just got to motivate myself all the time. There's no like external motivation in that aspect. Is that the right thing to say?
It's also without it. Like I think sometimes, like for me, it's the feeling of not doing it that gets me so antsy. Like, cause I'm the same as you. Like I'm like, we'll have small talk like before we start this podcast, but when we start having this podcast, we'll start cooking up some dialogue and we'll start talking, because we're doing the thing that we want to be doing, which moves the needle forward in our lives. We're being creative. We're creating something good that people can get a good energy from. Whereas when you're doing that run, like the feeling afterwards, that'll project into the whole of your day. Yeah. Like that's for me with training. Like if I'm missing that, like if I'm injured or something, I'm such a dickhead to be around. Like I'm honestly, I'm like, you probably don't want to hang about me right now. And I will communicate that. Do you get like that as well? Do you get, see, 100%. It's that thing, like you can be a quiet person, but it's because like you're focusing on something. You've not got done what you want to do. And when it's done, you can sit back and you can chat, no problem.
Yeah.
But I think being like as we are, we're quite driven by like accomplishment. We're quite driven by dopamine is a big thing. And when you get that dopamine hit from doing something like that, you feel like you're able to be more present. But see, when I'm not doing that, I don't really want to go, like when there's a plan, like for instance here, there's so much social stuff going on, and see if I've not done what I want to do in a week, I don't want to go.
No, yeah. I get that as well.
Yeah.
It's like you feel like you don't deserve it.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
it's like, oh, you have to.
It's high standards, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. But that's just what standards you hold for or hold yourself accountable to, isn't it?
I feel like this is just like quite a big personality for most like creative business owners. Like, I think a lot of people are like that. And I think it's a characteristic of many people who are just more nomadic or more like free thinking people, is that we need a lot of time to be in our head. And like training gives me that all the time. Muay Thai gives me that. Even like Muay Thai like actually gives me the opposite of that, because I'm not thinking about anything. I'm just thinking about my fist, my leg, my elbow, my knee hitting the pad, and just making sure it sounds good. Like if it sounds like I just, could have broke a wall with that hit, I'm like, great. That's all I'm thinking about. So like two things like that, I think is really healthy for guys like us, business owners. It's like, sometimes you need to just like not think. Sometimes you need to be actually able to like do something that while you're doing it, because you're doing something really positive for your body, moving your body, you're generating really positive thoughts. So I think two of those things are really valuable, but getting the balance of them right. I hate saying, it's all about balance, but it really is. It really is important for us, because otherwise you can be a terrible partner. You can be, you can be really rough to deal with. And I get that all the time. And I feel like some people are just so extroverted. I'm like, how do you do that?
Oh, I know. It's crazy. I just think I could never be like that.
Yeah.
But some people are just like that, aren't they?
I had a mate that came out to live with me while I was here as well. And he was actually living here a couple of months before me, but it was his first time living out here for a while. He's such an extrovert. And it was just like, it was good for us, but like we pushed each other. I pushed him to be able to like slow down. He pushed me to speed up. I do think it's good to hang around with extroverts, but there needs to be boundaries.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Limited time spent with them. Yeah, they exhaust me 100%.
What about in like right now? Do you feel like, with your relationship, do you feel like you're the more introverted one, or do you feel like?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I'd say so. Yeah.
Would you say she's more extroverted?
Yeah, 100%.
So see, that it's one of those things like. I feel like you can't really have two introverts.
Nah, you should do nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly like for me. I feel like it's quite important to have some opposites.
Yeah, you're looking at me now, but no, Claudia. Who would you say is more extroverted and introverted in our relationship? Okay, man. We were talking about extroverts and introverts, and Ben said, "Who's the extroverted one, who's introverted one in our relationship?" What would you say? Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Opposites. Yeah, I think that's important. That's what we were just talking about. I think it's important, like, to have that, because you can push him sometimes to be like, just come on, let's go do this. Like, you'll be thinking too much.
100%, yeah.
Like, I'll do it as well. Like, I've mates that I'm like thinking, it's just like, should we just go do this? I'm like, I don't really want. I've not done the X, Y, and Z. It's like, shut up, man. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I'm an extroverted introvert where, like, I'll post a podcast every week. I'll post a couple of YouTube videos every week. I'll speak to clients on Zoom every week, but I like to just like chill.
Yeah.
Get my energy that way.
So this like not caring what people think thing, like, have you always had that? Or do you feel like?
Yeah. I've always, like, even if you ask my mum and dad, I'd say to her, even when I was younger, say like 4 or whatever age, say if we were going on a day out, and I didn't want to go on the day out, I would just lie on the floor, not move, and just be like, I don't want to go, and then just go back. And I've always just wanted to do whatever like I want to do.
Yeah.
And it's a good and a bad trait, in the sense of I'd say I'm a selfish person.
Yeah.
Which is good in the fact of I'll go for what I want, but then sometimes I don't think about other people as much as I should.
Here's the thing though, like, don't you think that just being like that and like being like, if I go to this place, I'm not going to be the person you want me to be. It's almost like it appears selfish, but it's actually being like, you're not going to get the best version of me, because I'm exactly the same as you. Like I definitely did that as a kid as well. Like we'd go to a holiday home, like we'd be in Spain or whatever, as a family holiday, and I wouldn't even want to leave. I remember we went to Disney World and I wanted to stay in like because we had a nice pool in Florida.
Yeah.
And they had it was like an alligator in the canal outside. I was like, or the river, or whatever. And I was like, I don't want to stay here. I don't want to go to Disney World. I'm quite happy here.
I'm chilling.
And I'm actually like, I'm still like that to this day sometimes. So, but I think it's like not wanting to like push yourself to the point where you're just going to be unhappy around others. So I think you can look at it as selfish, but I think that's you like accounting for the feelings of others, which is good. But actually, a lot of introverts just want to be at their best all the time. And it's actually a perfectionist trait, high standard trait, which like obviously you've built a brand that you've built from not caring what people think and just wanting to like have that thing. So you wouldn't have been able to do that without your personality.
No.
So that tells us that there's so much value to us bringing our best selves, but it's really hard to articulate that and communicate that to people.
100%, because a lot of people don't understand that. When you're saying about perfectionist, I don't think I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
I'm more of a like take action and then figure it out after.
Yeah.
Because I wish I was more perfectionist, though, to be fair. Because I don't know, I just like to do shit and then figure it out, and then if it works, great. If it doesn't, can we do something to improve? If it doesn't work out, all right, try something different. Whereas I feel like some people can get caught up in the pursuit of perfection and not actually take action in the first place.
Yeah.
But that's just me, in my opinion, because I think that's where we balance ourselves out, in the fact that she's more perfectionist and I'm more of a doer. Whereas I'll push her to do stuff like the Pilates thing, whereas she'll push me to maybe take more time to process things and like weigh things up. Because there's one example of something that I've done recently where I've just like jumped the gun, gone into something because I was like, yeah, let's fucking do it, and then kind of regret it now, where I'm like, oh, if I just took a bit more time to process the information that was in front of me and presented to me at the time, I probably would have made a different decision. So it can work both ways, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's interesting when we just go into this kind of stuff, because like it's something like a lot of people need to be more aware of. Yeah. Like I definitely ask somebody, like after like if I just meet somebody for the first time, like, and I'll observe them a little bit, I'll ask them like, are you an introvert or an extrovert? And it's like one of those things where I do feel like I can get on with extroverts, but if they're just chaotic, like I'm like, and then they have no structure to their life, I'm like, this is not somebody that I feel like I can have a really close friend with. Yeah. But if there's an extrovert that has a lot of structure, I'm like, oh, okay, how do you do that? Because like my social energy just can't do that. Like how like somebody can go out every weekend, like here, like don't get me wrong, my battery can run out super fast. Like after this, because it's one-on-one, I'll feel great. But see, if it was like 15 people in this villa and we were all drinking, it was like all these different dynamics. That is so hard to navigate for introverts. Yeah, like it is. That just completely shuts me down. And then I'll get to a Sunday sometimes in Bali and I'm just like, I just want to order my grab food, just sit inside, and I don't want to talk to anybody. Like my WhatsApp will be there and I'm like, oh God, no interaction. People, no thanks. I'm done.
Leave me alone. Yeah.
What do you do like when you're feeling like completely like you just don't want to talk to anybody? There's something that, like introverts think something they do, like, you know what I mean? What's it for you?
I like watching football.
Yeah.
So like just watching the football or YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube Premium. I'm all about that. I'm like
best investment.
I don't even have Netflix. YouTube Premium is where I spend all my time.
Yeah. What do you watch on YouTube?
A lot of MMA content. I love UFC. Yeah, so like football's not really my jam, but like UFC, I absolutely love it.
Yeah, you just stay up and watch that, don't you? I see you posting.
I've done it a few times in the UK. It's always a curse when you stay up for it in the UK. But here it's on at 11 a.m.
That's like sounding, yeah.
You go to like a bar. You go to a bar at 11 a.m. have brunch, and it's always a good atmosphere. It's so good. So it's another reason why I love being here. But I think we all have our things as introverts, and especially as business owners, and it complements what we do. But like I say, we need extroverts. We need people that are unplugged. Yeah. And you'll find a weird balance of like chaotic extroverts out here, and like ridiculously introverted, high standard people. And I think that's just the spice of it all.
Yeah, for sure. Right. Let's round it up. Going on an hour and a quarter now. It's fucking flown by.
Yeah.
So if somebody's thinking about coming to Bali or moving to Bali, what advice would you give them? Because I'm contemplating it.
Okay, so if you have a remote job, that's the one thing to consider. Like, is it a tourist thing? Because if you want to do it for like 2 months, you could just like live a great time for a month and just try the remote life. Go to a gym, get a good gym membership, train. You could like do a yoga teaching training course. You could do so many things. I would recommend honestly doing 2 months here if you can do it. If you can take the time off, do 2 months here. That's if you have remote work or you don't. And then the other month, see the island. Go to the other islands outside to see as much of it as you can. Do a bit of both, and then you'll come away after 2 months with like a big flavor of it. And I think some people, Bali just catches them. You know, I don't think you've seen everything yet.
No, not at all.
Ubud, once you see, and maybe if you get to an island or something, you know what I mean? And I think once you have time to reflect, sometimes it just starts calling your name again. But I would always recommend do a month in Canggu or Uluwatu, train, eat good, look after yourself, be good to your body. And then you can do another month of like, just like seeing places and things like that. If you can do it, if you can condense that into 4 weeks, 6 weeks. But I think just come here. If you can do it financially, if you can do it without work, if you can do it with some work, just come along and do it. And don't think about the worst case scenario, because you'll get what you need quickly here. Really.
That's the thing. We came for 3 weeks, and 3 weeks isn't a long time at all.
No.
It's not at all. You think 3 weeks is a long time, but it's crazy. I find it hard to believe that some people get like 3-4 weeks off a year holiday.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing in that time? Especially if you have to like take time off to get parcels delivered or go to the doctors. And
oh mate, like that's one thing I will say is like actually getting like things delivered. Like I forgot a charger for my shaver and I couldn't get it here. Like stuff like that. It's like it took like 3 weeks to arrive, and it didn't arrive because it got lost in transit. Like, bring everything that you could potentially ever need in terms of electronics, in terms of like nice things that you like nice cosmetics. Bring all of it. I'll just say that. Electronics, make sure your phone's good, make sure your laptop's good, make sure you don't need anything like that. And that's all I'll say there. Because you do not want to, even with Apple Care, it doesn't work here in the Apple Store. Just a side note, do not chance any of that stuff.
And then what's next for you?
What's next for me? I feel like I've got 2 months left here. I'm back to UK for a short spell. But in this next 2 months, it's just all going to be about, I want to be able to throw hands. I want to be able to look like a bodybuilder, but throw insane hands, have an insane gas tank, feel great about myself, and see where that takes me, because it's uncharted territory. See what I can get from it. Then I'll probably come out to Vietnam for a bit, and I might spend Christmas here. Who knows? But yeah, I'm on the train now. I'm back on the Southeast Asia train, and maybe Japan next year is the goal.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah, someone mentioned Japan the other day. Yeah, I'd like to go there. I think
that's the big one, and hopefully, by the time we do another podcast in 2 years' time, I'll have been there already, and I'll be able to talk about it next time.
Nah, very exciting. Well, thank you very much for coming on.
Yes, yep. Thank you for having me. All right.
Right. If everyone's watching on YouTube, make sure to like, subscribe, comment your favourite part for Ben. If you listen on Apple or Spotify, make sure to follow the podcast and leave a 5-star review, and we'll see you next time. Bye.